I think you gentlemen are one of the only traffic that can protect the general public and any supervision of the club. I don't think there is anywhere in the world that can be done otherwise. We were promised before the Castile election that if you vote these bootleggers out, we would have it all in package stores. It would be strictly controlled. Everyone would respect the law, and the law would not be broken to a large extent. Now then, we come along and say, now, we don't legalize, we might say open saloons, whatever you want to call them. People will break the law. So I wonder how inconsistent can you be? And the thing that we, as people of Oklahoma, want that our dry people, we want the promises kept that were made to us before the election. That's all we ask. In Oklahoma City alone, I dare say there'll be 300 speakeasies operating under the disguise as a private club. And that's just what we're going to stop if we possibly can.
My guess is, I'm prophesying, Mr. Berber, my guess is that the city, once having regularized certain classifications of drinking clubs, and as long as there's no open and flagrant violation, just to take no concern of how the liquor got there, as long as there's no disturbance, as long as the public peace is not outwardly disturbed. Although the constitutional provision says that no place, private or public, shall keep liquor on the premises for sale by the drink, or shall keep it on the premises for sale for consumption.
All in the world that we are trying to do is to control those clubs. They're going to be here, so we'd like to have some control over them in order to keep down and prevent what you might call public saloons. It was the intent of the legislature in the 27th session to write into the laws something to protect the general public from the open saloons. And at one time, if you gentlemen remember, we had a provision in that giving the cities the right to control such things. Somewhere either in the House of the Senate or in the committee, it disappeared.
It was your intent. Why didn't you do it?
Charlie, if you remember, Parliament, there were thousands of things in there that we had intended to do.
Well, what gripes me is I see you fellows on television talking about this thing and saying what the intent of the legislature was. Well, if the intent was such, why didn't you write it down and write it twice? So people can understand. You got a lot of people opposed to this thing because you weren't going to have open saloons. A lot of people in this city voted for it, talked with other cities. And to come up here and tell us what your intent was doesn't help this city or this council. The reason
this is passed, that with the best intentions that you gentlemen may have, and with the greatest concern that you exhibit, that what will result will be simply that at the level of the ruling fathers and the ruling elders in all the walks of our community, the way will be open for them to have bars and cocktail lounges, and the city, once having taken its license, will take very little action.
From the standpoint of prohibiting the consumption of alcoholic liquor after that constitutional amendment was adopted, you can't do it. You might as well make up your mind.
Well, the Oklahoma City Police Department is seriously undermanned, and providing enough police manpower to achieve the basic purposes of enforcement should be given top priority consideration. To compare favorably with the other 22 cities in your group, Oklahoma City's police strength should be increased by 120 officers. And that was our 1958 report before this annexation has all taken place. Now, other cities in your population group pay $425, that's $100 a month more than Oklahoma City, top salary for patrolman grade officers. Now, this low pay rate that exists here in Oklahoma City no doubt has a bearing on the higher than average personnel turnover rate reported. The question that we really have to ask ourselves now, are we going to lose a battle that we have already won?
In the first place, the state is paying in excess of $100,000 a year for rent for outside offices here in Oklahoma City alone for state agencies. And in another case, in the case of the State Welfare Department, they're spending thousands of dollars a year just for courier service between their different buildings that their offices are located in here in Oklahoma City, because there's no place we can put them all in one building.
Just how much do you think a new building would cost, sir?
I have no idea. It's been estimated in the vicinity of $3 million, and if more than one building is built, if needed, it might cost more than that. The legislature authorized $10 million for that purpose.
27th session to write into the laws something to protect the general public from the open saloon. And at one time, as you gentlemen remember, we had a provision that giving the city the right to control such things. Somewhere in the House of the Senate or in the committee, it disappeared.
It was your intent. Why didn't you do it?
Charlie, if you remember, Parliament, there was thousands of things in there that we had intended to do.
Well, what drives me is I see you fellows on television talking about this thing and saying what the intent of the legislature was. What is it? The intent was such, why didn't you write it down in black and white? Because you don't understand. You got a lot of people who vote for this thing because you weren't going to have a lot of people in this city voted for it. Tulsa and other cities. And to come up here and tell us what your intent was doesn't help this city or this county.
My conviction that once this is passed, that with the best intentions that you gentlemen may have, and with the great concern that you exhibit, that what will result will be simply that at the level of the ruling fathers and the ruling elders in all the walks of our community, the way will be open for them to have bars and cocktail lounges. And the city, once having taken its license, will take very little action